Yo, it's Cee1k from the Heart EP out now. Go Crazy out now. Drown the Night out soon. My interview with KUT Media out.
What's good, everybody? It's Tean Becoate, KUT Media, and I'm back with another interview. Today I have Queen's own Cee1k. See my guy, how you doing?
Chilling.
Okay, nice to have you here. I was bumping your music, bumping that from the Heart EP on the way here, man.
Appreciate it, bro.
Okay, so let the people know a little bit about where you're from.
From Queens, New York, Left Right City. Wasn't born there, but raised there.
Okay, nice. What was it like growing up in Queens? When did you get to Queens?
I got to Queens when I was like 4. I was about to say 4 a.m. When I was like 4 years old, I came from the Philippines. I was born in the Philippines for a bit.
Okay.
Came here at a very young age in Queens. And yeah.
Okay, so you come to NYC, Queens at 4 years old from the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
What was that adjustment like?
Honestly, I have very vague memory of it, but I just remember for a good amount of time not being able to speak English until I was like, I say 8 or 9. Because like in my household, we speak the native language, so that's what I was the only thing I was used to. So I think that was the most difficult adjustment for.
Nice. So once you get to Queens, you get adjusted. What was it like for you growing up out there in Left Right City?
Just regular New York shit, bro.
Right.
I can curse him.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, just regular New York shit, bro. You just choose what you want to do for it.
So what were you like as a kid?
Me? I'm not gonna lie. I was very... It's opposite now, because when I was a kid, you have no worries about nothing. So like I was very extroverted. I was hooping a lot, and even though I'm sure I was hooping a lot. Right? I was hooping a lot, but then as I grew older, I kind of like kept a lot of things to myself. I don't know. I just didn't trust nobody.
Right. Okay, so music. How'd you get into music? When did you fall in love with music?
Well, I've been around music my whole life, whether it's like instruments and stuff like that. But my parents, for real, was like very into music, like Michael Jackson, a lot of Filipino artists too, they're like classics, Journeys, people like that. So I was around music my whole life, so I just kind of picked up on it.
Okay, nice. When did you start making music?
When I started for real, like recording and writing, making music, probably when I was like, my first studio session for real was like when I was 18.
18.
Yeah.
Okay. So, as a child, did you ever want to be like a musician?
I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to be an engineer.
Right. And I saw that in one of the interviews I watched.
Yeah.
How did you even find out? Because most people don't even know what an engineer is, that like don't really know about music. So how did you find out what an engineer was? Like, what drew you to that?
Cause I think I remember being in one of my main sessions and shit, and I was like, yo, how do you make it sound like that? Like, this is what you have to do. And I don't know, I kind of liked it. Because I like being hands-on, like, I like being hands-on and stuff. So I was like, yo, this kind of fun. Because I never saw myself for, like, making music. At that time period, I never saw myself making music, recording, and doing, but I like being around music. You feel me? So it's either that or producing, so.
Okay, nice. So did you ever engineer some tracks?
Yeah, a lot of my own stuff.
Okay, nice. I was about to say, so you have that skill to, like, engineer your own tracks and stuff. Yo, great skill to have. Okay, so, back to childhood a little bit. Who inspired you to make music as a kid?
To make music?
Like, who were your inspirations?
Artist-wise or, like...
Yeah, musically.
Musically, I was listening to... It's crazy, bro. Like, I was listening to a lot of, like, Megadeth, Metallica. Because making music at that time period in my life, I was, like, fucking with the guitars. So I was listening to a lot of, like bands. So like Dave Mustaine, I fucked with him as a guitarist. Kurt Cobain too, stuff like that. But rapping wise, I really fucked with Pro Era and Joey Badass and like that whole era of music and like the Underachievers and shit like that. Flatbush Zombies.
I feel like that's a very slept on era in watching music.
Not for sure, he's like underground. So.
They were like, A$AP Mob got all the shine, like they blew up, but they were like in that same bubble, same time period with them. So. Okay, nice. So, you spoke about rappers. You listen to like some rock bands. So, how would you describe your sound?
My sound, right now, I feel like as I grew and like as I actually knew what I like, I kind of try to take certain parts of each genre and put it into my own thing. So like let's say like I'll hear like a guitar and like a hip hop beat or like a trap beat. I'll hear a guitar and I'll be like, yo, let's plug some live instruments in and stuff like that. So.
So you're very hands-on with like your creative process, right?
For sure.
Okay, nice. And I also heard in one of your other interviews that before you like dropped your first song, you were mentored by another artist, or like you went to do some type of artist mentorship.
Oh yeah, just artist development with my team.
Okay, with your
everybody
team.
here in 17. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Oh, so the way I thought I heard it from the interview was like you were just being mentored by artists before you released. Or...
That too. No, there was a lot of bigger artists at the time that was really helping me.
Okay.
Like try to fine tune my sound and stuff like that. And like actually not even fine tune my sound, but like just show me tips and tricks that can make it easier. Like if let's say I hit a block, like oh you could try this, you could try this, stuff like that.
I was gonna say, what are some of the things that you learned during that time?
Vibes for real, like, and recording like at the crib, getting my own setup and stuff. Like they really told me it's like that's your time to like really try stuff. That if you're not comfortable with letting people hear, like oh let's say like you try to sing and you don't sing, right? Try it at the crib. You told me just get comfortable with that. Just being comfortable in front of the mic for real.
Okay. And can you say who some of those artists like you were around at that time?
Yeah, the time was my son, Big Bro, Ted Park. There's a lot I'm forgetting right now, kind of. But yeah, Ted Park for real too.
Okay, nice. And right now, just going through your discography, I see that you take your time with your releases. You don't have like a bunch of music out. Mm-hmm. Is that planned? Is that strategic?
Pretty much, yeah. It's quality over quantity for sure.
Right.
Cause I'm not a perfectionist, but let's say I make a track and I know I want to drop it. I would listen to that over and over and pinpoint like, I didn't like the way I said this. I'm gonna go record this part. I didn't like this drum on here and stuff like that. So I'll be very nitpicky with my stuff.
Okay, nice. All right. So with people releasing music so much nowadays, how do you keep yourself saying like, yo, I'm gonna stick to my plan of releasing music on a scheduled time period where it's like every day people are releasing music?
I just feel like being an artist, you find kind of your lane and like your growth and like the paths you could go on. So like I don't really try to compare myself to like I gotta do it like him and him and him. I'm like everyone has their own path. So like if it was working for me, like why change?
Right. And
I mean not to say like don't try new things, but it's like for the most part,
Right. And speaking of music, From the Heart EP, your latest release, well not your latest release, but your latest body of work release. Let's speak about that EP for a little bit. What was the motive behind that and the vibes into that tape?
The motive behind that was basically a lot of heartbreak because that's what I was going through at the time. Like I'm a lover boy, so it's like I feel like I don't know. I just feel like what I was going through at that time was alright. So basically, with my music is like if you listen to everything that I have not dropped, it's kind of like painting a picture of like what I'm going through at the time. Mm-hmm. So at that time period, that's what I was really going through: heartbreaks and tribulations and shit like that. You feel me? So I just decided to put it in the music because that's really my therapy. Like again, like I'm introverted now. I don't like talking to a lot of people, so so that's my kind of way to get it off my chest.
And what was your favorite song off that project?
Definitely Not a Love Letter.
That's my favorite song too. I'm not gonna lie.
Cause it's kind of like talking his shit. Fuck this bitch. Fuck but at the same time, it's still, I miss you, this and that. Like the regular going through the motions of a breakup for.
Right. And would you consider yourself more a rapper or more R&B?
I consider myself an artist. Cause like for real, like I try to tap in with every genre of music,
Okay, nice. I feel like when people say artist though, I feel like it kind of discredits. I feel like when people like say that like rappers are artists too.
No, for sure.
Like R&B, I feel like all these people that make the different type of music, y'all all artists.
No, for sure.
So it takes a level of artistry, but you wouldn't say you're towards one side. Even kill with it.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. So what's your opinion? I want to ask you because you're a New York City artist. What's your opinion on New York City's music scene right now?
So about drill?
Not just drill, like it's different vibes. So you're not a drill artist.
No.
And you're from New York City making music, so we got other artists in that pocket. There's different waves in New York. Not everyone's making drill. So, but what's your opinion on?
My opinion on it is, as long as it's good music, one, and it brings attention back to New York itself, because we used to be the mecca of music, of hip hop, for real. So, as long as it brings that attention to New York, I'm all for it.
Right. I don't know if you're big on social media, but on Twitter there's this debate that New York music is pretty much done. Like we don't have to. No. Like I said, there's different times for everything, and there's different paths, and I feel like from what I'm seeing, we're back on the rise. So. Okay, nice.
Cap.
It's cap?
It's cap.
Okay. So, in the city, Queens is buzzing right now. Queens has their own scene. Do you think Queens gets disrespect amongst the boroughs?
Not so much disrespect, because Queens is pretty cool. I've never heard nobody say, yo, fuck Queens. Never heard nothing like that. I just feel
Not like that though, but more so on the doesn't get its music scene doesn't get its credit or its weight. Like people always talk about Brooklyn, the Bronx, even Harlem, Queens is not mentioned as much. Do you think that?
Yeah, because one, there's not a lot of people making out of the Queens right now at the moment. Everything is uptown Bronx or Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's why the debate is Queens is quiet for. But I'm trying to change that right now. So.
In your opinion, is Queens quiet, or do you feel like y'all making noise? I feel like y'all making noise.
Nah, we definitely making noise, but it's slow progression, one step at a time type shit, you know?
And how's it in Queens, like, with amongst other artists? Is everyone open to working with each other, or is it more so like, nah, I'm not really...
Nah, for sure. I've tapped in with a lot of Queens artists.
Okay.
Because the more we build together, the more Queens is going to get is shine.
Okay, nice. All right, so I want to ask you, what's the plans for the rest of 2023? Got the EP that dropped pretty much at the end of 2022, kind of beginning of 2023. So, what can we expect from you this year?
A lot of singles, a lot of music. I'm just flooding, bro, for real.
Right.
Of good music, though, I'm flooding.
Right.
That's pretty much it.
And you're releasing your music independently, right?
Mm-hmm. At the moment.
Okay, nice. How's it been releasing music independently?
A lot of trials and tribulations, but it's very fun because with each drop, you learn more things, you know? You meet new people. So, yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
And is your goal to ever sign to a label, or do you plan to be an indie for, like...
Honestly, whatever I feel at that moment in my life when the time comes, if it's the right choice to make, and I feel like it's right for me and my music and what my plans and goal is, then why not?
You're right. And Cee1k, why the 1K behind your name?
That's my motto, bro. You keep it 1,000 out of 100.
Keep it 1,000
out of 100.
Okay, Cee1k, nice. All right, before we wrap up the interview, man, let people know where they can get your music. And lastly, I want you to give some gems for any upcoming artists and any youth out there that's watching this interview.
Find my music, all platforms at CEE1K, no spaces, on Instagram at C.EE1K. And for any upcoming artists out there, just stay your course, bro. Don't let nobody get in your head. Don't let no parents, no family, no nothing, don't let nobody get in your head, bro. Just keep doing you. At the same time, it's up to you to change your life. You feel me? So listening to other people and other backlash like that is not gonna help you at all, bro. You can do it, bro. Just stay your course, bro.
There we have it. Cee1k. Appreciate you, my boy.
Appreciate you, bro.
Diamond Cut Media. Out here.